If they say this, it is over. Watch your boss. Your boss sits you down. The office is quiet. They lean in and say, I see you as a director by next year. Just get us through this quarter, and the promotion is yours. You feel a rush of dopamine. You are finally being seen. But 6 months pass. The goalposts move. This is future faking. It is the act of making grand, specific promises about a future that will never materialize to keep you working harder in a miserable present. In a professional setting, this looks like promised equity that never gets signed, a bonus that is always pending approval, or a title change that is just around the corner. They are selling you a dream to mask the reality of your exploitation. The psychology here is simple. Humans are wired to tolerate high levels of discomfort if we believe the payoff is certain and imminent. Manipulators exploit this hope bias. They don't need to pay you in cash if they can pay you in potential. Listen for these red flag phrases. When the new funding kicks in, you are getting a massive raise. I'll talk about your promotion after this project, or I am grooming you for my position. If the promise isn't in a signed contract, it doesn't exist. Your defense move. Get it in writing with a hard deadline. If they refuse to put a date and a signature on the promise, they are lying to you. Stop working for the maybe and start working for the now. Realize that if they valued you, they would secure your future today, not dangle it over your head like a carrot. Once they have you hooked with the big dream, the script flips. This is devaluation. It starts small. A backhanded compliment or a joke about your performance in front of the team. Slowly, it scales up to constant criticism, comparison to higher achievers, and a total dismissal of your contributions. You might hear, you are lucky to be part of this team. Most people wouldn't handle your mistakes so well, or I don't know why this took you so long. Sarah finished hers in an hour. This isn't constructive feedback. It is a systematic attack on yourself, worth by making you feel incompetent or lucky to even have a job. They ensure you won. Ask for a raise or look for a new role. You become a psychological prisoner of your own perceived inadequacy. They want you to believe that you are the problem, so you work twice as hard to prove them wrong. Watch for phrases like, you are lucky to have me as a mentor. Nobody else would put up with your attitude, or you clearly can do anything right without me. Your defense. Keep a win log. Document every success, every positive metric, and every piece of praise from clients. When your boss tries to gaslight you into thinking you are failing, look at the objective evidence. Knowledge of your own value is the only armor against someone trying to steal it. Why do you stay with a boss who treats you like garbage? Because every now and then, they treat you like a hero. This is intermittent reinforcement, and it is the most addictive psychological trap on the planet. One day, they re-screaming about a typo. The next, they re-buying the whole office lunch and telling everyone you are the backbone of the company. There is no pattern, no logic, and no consistency. This randomness creates a reward schedule, similar to a slot machine. Because the good boss appears unpredictably, your brain stays on high alert, constantly seeking that next hit of validation. You become obsessed with fixing the relationship to bring back the nice version of them. In reality, the cruelty is the price you pay for the occasional kindness. The red flags are the mood swings. I am so proud of you, followed by total coldness the next morning, or receiving a gift after a week of being ignored. They use warmth as a tool, not an emotion. Your defense. Look at the average, not the peaks. If your boss is great 10% of the time and toxic 90% of the time, they are a toxic boss. Period. Stop chasing the 10%. Stop playing the slot machine with your mental health. Consistency is the hallmark of a healthy professional environment. Unpredictability is the hallmark of a predator. You walk into the office, say, good morning, and your boss doesn't even look up. They skip your one. On negative one, they leave you off email chains you are supposed to be on. This is the silent treatment, and it is a power move designed to make you feel invisible and insignificant. It triggers the same part of the brain as physical pain. In a work context, it is used to punish you for an unspoken mistake or to force you to grovel for their attention. You find yourself reviewing every conversation you had in the last 48 hours, wondering what you did wrong. That is exactly what they want. They want you to police yourself so they don't have to. Red flag phrases include, "You know what you did," or "I don't have time for your questions right now." When they do finally speak, it is often with a cold, "Figure it out yourself." To defend against this, do not chase them. Do not apologize for things you haven't. Done. Send a professional, objective email. "I noticed I was left off the X project. Thread, please add me back so I can complete my tasks." If they remain silent, document the lack of communication as a failure of their leadership, not your performance. Silence is a vacuum. Don't fill it with your anxiety. In a professional setting, love withdrawal looks like the sudden removal of mentorship, warmth, and inclusion. You were the favorite, the one they grabbed coffee with, the one they trusted. But the moment you set a boundary, like refusing to work on a weekend, that warmth vanishes. They become clinical, distant, and icy. They withhold the emotional perks of the job to punish your non-compliance. This is a control mechanism to train you like a pet. They want you to associate saying no with being cast out. You'll hear things like, "I thought you were a team player," or, "I guess I'll have to find someone more committed to help me with this." The subtext is clear: obey me or lose my favor. This works because we have a deep-seated need for belonging. But remember, your boss is not your parent, and the office is not your family. If their kindness is conditional on you breaking your own boundaries, it was kindness. It was a bribe. Your defense: maintain a professional baseline. Be polite, be effective, but do not rely on your boss for emotional fulfillment or friendship. If they withdraw their warmth because you stayed true to your boundaries, let them. Their coldness is a badge of honor. It means your boundaries actually work. Don't trade yourself, respect for a good job, and a fake smile from a manipulator. You now have the vocabulary for the games they play. You see the strings, you see the patterns. Knowledge is just power. It is protection, but knowledge without action is useless. Here is your challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to be a silent observer of your professional environment. Don't react, don't confront. Just document every time you hear a future fake promise or feel the chill of a silent treatment. Write it down. See the manipulation for what it is: a desperate attempt to control what they don't. Deserve, you are too smart to be a pawn in someone else. Ego trip, you deserve a career built on respect, not psychological warfare now. Look at your notes. Is it time to stop playing their game and start building your own? Share this with one person who is currently grinding for a boss who does deserve them. You might be the wake up call they need. Stay sharp.